fuck being live and shit, but at the same time, I like the fact that you can really name it after. Yeah, because
y'all don't ever have
because my Spreaker don't crack like that, so.
Yeah, y'all don't have live listeners on Spreaker.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about our lives. They'll catch you when they catch it. So
y'all probably don't push Spreaker though. Y'all probably push everything else.
We do, but it'd be like just from the beginning of Spreaker not really doing shit. We kind of just was like, you know what, fuck it. Our Spreaker never really did nothing, so we would push like Podcoin or just say all streaming platforms. And because Spreaker's not like a popular platform, it's just like, fuck it, whatever. Because, you know, even though we'll say like, oh, it's live. Motherfuckers be like, all right, I'll catch it on Tuesday when I go to work. So, it is what it is. Just like the niggas who like won't, like my homeboy. Like, he don't catch my shows till like Thursday because that's his day of listening to podcasts. Like, he drives a long way. Mm-hmm. So he be like, oh, I'm gonna catch it on Thursday. You know, we don't get as many people say, oh, I missed the live, so fuck it. So now we just be like, nigga, listen to us on whatever you listen to shit on. Whether that be Spotify, Pandora, or whatever.
Yeah, motherfuckers like, we don't go on at 9. Niggas start texting like, what happened with the show? Like, oh, we coming, nigga.
Yeah, because y'all got a lot of motherfuckers who like to listen live. Shit, just even our Facebook lives. Nigga, I had one motherfucker in there. Practically the whole show. People will go, poop, poop.
That's a first.
Pop in and pop out. Exactly, nigga. But that whole show, only my wife was listening. Throughout the whole shit. Some people was popping in for like a minute at a time, but like nobody stayed on, so whatever.
Alright. Seems like it's getting hotter. Shit.
Nigga, that's the fuck I'm saying. Nigga, you see I'm sitting here with this little motherfucker wiping my goddamn nose. It sucks to be a fucking nose sweater. Everybody else sweat on their forehead. That's an easy place to wipe. Nose, fucking annoying. Especially being that I made sunglasses my fucking signature and shit. I can't wait till summer over, boy. Fuck summer. It's cool summer because of the events and shit that crack, but fuck summer. I hate the weather.
Yeah, I should it's just a bitch. I can't wait either. I'd rather be cold and warm up than hot and cool off.
I swear to God. I fucking blew it, my nigga.
What happened?
The intro that I had on here, intro from last show. I read it. I'm like, what the
How the fuck you do that?
I forgot the right intro.
Some bitch.
Yeah, but you know, freestyle king.
All right, let's go. Oh my bad.
Goddamn.
All right, this is the real one now.
Then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Yung Dolemite, for the Too Much Game podcast. Sitting here with the super producer, Ben Ready.
Yes, sir.
How your week been, Ben Ready?
It's been all right. Can't complain this week. It's all right. Nothing to complain about. How about yourself?
That's a beautiful thing. My week been, in a bad way and shit.
In a bad way.
Yeah. And really not like a bad week. It ain't really been no event that fucked my week up. It's just been, I'm waiting for this fucking heat to go away. It been affecting my mood negatively. Doing a lot of shit to get this house warming and shit together. So a lot of honeydew shit. Like I wanted to enjoy my weekend and just relax, but that shit ain't happening. So, you know,
you gotta have the me time to settle down, get your thoughts and all that shit, man. But you know, after this weekend, it'll be over.
Exactly. Like I've been waiting to have a weekend where I just didn't do shit. That's like my favorite types of like weekends and shit. Like when I just don't do shit, just chill in the boom boom room, play some video games, watch some YouTube or a movie or something, and just relax. Like
yeah, that's what I like, man. So Saturdays, that's the only day I don't do no podcasting, no nothing, no work. I just want to chill, just relax.
Yeah, that's the reason I named my clothing line 7 Saturdays. Cause I can't wait until I get to the point where I could just fucking chill whenever the fuck I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause you know we always admire the grind. Like we always brag about, oh, I'm hustling, I'm working, I'm grinding, I'm doing this, I don't sleep. I like sleeping. I wish I could get more sleep.
Hell yeah.
Like the reason niggas work so hard should be to eventually get to the point where they can go to sleep whenever the fuck they want to. Like, nigga, you know how much I would love to be able to take a nap on a Wednesday evening or a Wednesday morning or a Thursday afternoon, just a regular random day. Be like, you know what? I want to take a fucking nap right now and be able to just go take a fucking nap. Or I just want to eat some ice cream right now. Or I just want to fucking relax. I just want to play a video game. Like, that's what I want to get to in life. When I could just do literally whatever the fuck I want. And a lot of times what the fuck I want to do is just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Not do much. You know, everybody want to travel and do things of that nature. But for the most part, a lot of times I just enjoy relaxing on a comfortable place to sit.
How you feel about traveling? You big on traveling?
I don't love it more than nobody, and I don't like it less than nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 50-50 with the shit. I understand the value of traveling, and I do enjoy traveling. But it's, you know, a lot of times when I travel, sometimes I be wanting to just chill when I travel.
Yeah,
so,
you like me. That's when I be going out of state and shit, I'll be like, okay, I'm here. I just need to come smell the oxygen out here. You know
exactly.
I just want to be in a different state of mind outside of California.
Exactly. So sometimes, you know, with me, traveling is cool, it's fun and shit, but after a while, I'll be like, I just want to go home.
Yep.
Like I'm good. I'm good with traveling. Like if I was to be like the type of person that traveled a lot, I would like to go to places for like a week.
Mm-hmm.
After about a week, I've experienced everything that I want to experience in a certain place. Like a weekend trip, they be cool too, but a week is like, okay, I could experience. I feel like I got it out the way after a week. So with me traveling, about a week at a time, but I still enjoy my home time. Like I like to be in my little area and shit.
Your domain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the motherfucking boom boom room.
Yeah, you have it.
That's one of my favorite fucking places in the world and shit. Like, shit, just like my son. Like, I think they had asked him in school, like, if you can go anywhere on a vacation, where would you travel to? He said Compton. And the funny shit is I literally said the exact same shit in kindergarten. But that's because at the time I lived in Pomona. So, you know, where the fuck would you like to travel to? Home, nigga. Like, where I'm fucking from and shit. Because, you know, that's home fucking plate for me.
Right.
So, you know, that's like my favorite place to go. Like, to go kicking and shit. But I do enjoy the places that I've traveled. Even though, like, I ain't been to fucking Turks and Caicos, Paris, and none of that shit. Like,
that's where I'm trying to go.
Turks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard Turks was dope.
But then again, it's like, nigga, I don't swim and shit. Like, what I'm gonna do out there?
But that's always been, like, my knock on travel. Because, like, when it comes to traveling, you know, a lot of motherfuckers be like, oh, the beaches and the pina coladas and the parties, and I'm like, I don't do none of that shit. I literally don't enjoy the beach. I don't like the beach at all.
Yeah, we right by the beach and don't go to that motherfucker.
Exactly. Like, I don't like it. But, you know, it's just one of them things. Like, with me, like, I thoroughly enjoy New York. Like, I like about New York, I like that once you get off the plane, it's like the energy in New York is like hustler energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that shit. Like, nigga, when you get off the plane, you want to go make some money. Like Atlanta was real laid back. Like it was, a comfortable vibe. Like a lot of different places got like a different vibe about them. Like California laid back, but Georgia, that shit different. And I think that's kind of like the whole South. But what I like about Georgia a little faster paced than everywhere else. So yeah, like it's a metropolis in the South. Like a lot of other southern places, like say Birmingham, Alabama, or like other places, it's real slow. It's real, backyard like a motherfucker. Like everybody really chilling, and it's cool. I enjoy the South. They got a lot of hospitable people. Because when you go out of state, like everywhere is different. So like how you go and people be like, oh, the people are so nice. I think us in New York are the meanest motherfuckers in the country, and I think we might have them niggas beat. We don't greet no fucking body. Like, how you walking up the street, you don't say shit to nobody.
Yeah. In
New York, the reason I think that New York works because in New York, a couple people did hey, what's up? California, you don't do that shit to nobody. Even if they look like they not from around here, but I think a big part of that is because in California, a lot of people ain't from around here. We used to seeing people that ain't from around here. Like, how when you go places and they like, you not from around here, right? In California, we used to that shit.
That's where everybody want to be.
Exactly, because just like on Townhouse Media, like we got somebody that ain't from around here. Like everywhere you go in California, like we all work with a nigga that ain't from here. Like a lot of places, they don't have that. Like they not used to outside motherfuckers. Like whenever I travel, they always like, oh, you from Cali. They could tell by the way I talk. Out here, nigga, we got motherfuckers from out of fucking state all over this motherfucker. We literally got niggas from all over the world. Like, we got motherfuckers from Mexico. We got motherfuckers from Canada. We got motherfuckers from Europe. We got motherfuckers from Africa. We got motherfuckers from Asia, Eastern Europe, Russia, all that shit.
Armenian? How you pronounce
it? A lot of them, Armenians.
Yeah.
Like we have whole communities of motherfuckers from other places. So to us, it ain't really all that fucking impressive to be from somewhere else. But, I think that might also be another reason I'm not big on, like the super travel dude. Because I see
all the cultures and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I like. That's what I enjoy when I travel. Like some people like to see the sights. Like, oh, I want to see. Like when I went to New York. Like, oh, I want. You going to see the Empire State Building? No. Oh, you want to go see the Statue of Liberty? No. Times Square? No. What do you want to see? The hood. Like, I like to see how the regular niggas of places get down. Like, when I went to Atlanta, I kind of wanted to do it, but I was with my wife, and it don't be that type of, that type of scenario and shit. Even though me and my wife did kind of end up in the hood when we went to Georgia, that wasn't what we went for. I think we was looking for a restaurant or some shit and just ended up in the hood. But like me, when I go like out of state and shit, I like to see like the regular hood niggas. Like I like to see how the local people of certain places get down, because to me, that's like the big difference of travel. Like beaches and shit, everybody got beaches. Some people beach might be a little clearer. Some people sand might be a little whiter or darker, but the beach is the beach. But like I like to see like how niggas get down. Just like when they talk about like the famous restaurants. Like how everybody in LA want to go to Roscoe's. I'm like, Hawkins Burger fucking that shit up. So it's like when you go to say a New York and everybody's like, oh, you got to go to this soul food restaurant. This is the most popular. No, I want to go to where the local niggas eat at. Like, what do y'all niggas eat? Because y'all, like, we all know about Roscoe's. But if we want some shit, like, niggas was fucking with M&M's way harder than they was fucking with a Roscoe's or, like, other places like that. Yeah. Like, we all got a hole in the wall spot that we all know is fucking fire.
They be leaving, man. They gone. All the holes in the walls be leaving. They leave us no choice.
Yeah. But like even with that, we'll find some other shit. Like, you know, we'll say, okay, whoop-de-whoop gone. Now we fucking with this. Cause like me, like I thoroughly enjoy like Columbia Burgers in Carson.
I never had that. Where that's at?
That's where I got them
them
pastrami chili cheese fries at with the carne asada on them. Yeah, it's over there on Central on the other side of the 91. So it's literally straight up the fucking street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, you know, it's a lot of shit like that when it comes to traveling. Like me personally, when I travel, I like to see people. I'm a people watcher. I'm more into culture. Mm-hmm. Like the essence of culture, which is regular ass people. Like I don't want to see what's in the big city and nah, nigga, because that's where all the travelers go. Like I like to go where regular motherfuckers is doing regular shit. Like where y'all niggas skate at. Where y'all niggas go when y'all just want to grab a quick burger that's fire? Where y'all niggas just get regular chicken at? Like Zaxby's or Bojangles or like, you know, White Castle. Like shit that we don't got that everybody out there fuck with.
Yeah, when I leave, I don't like eating shit that's out here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't want to go to Wendy's.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to eat everything that's not out here. Exactly. I didn't come out here. I could have stayed on.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So when I travel, like I like to meet regular people. Like right. I don't want to do the hotel shit or like when we went to Mexico, we didn't want to do the excursions, which was the shit that they set up for us to do. Nigga, we went and rented our own shit, did our own thing, went to all the shit that the motherfuckers that's from there went to. So, like, we went to, like, this little zip line and shit. Nigga, I think we might have been the only American motherfuckers at that shit. Because everybody who was there was local. It was, like, they little, like, local fucking Magic Mountain type shit. Mm-hmm. So, like, I like to do shit like that. Like, nigga, I want to see what the fuck y'all niggas do when y'all chilling. Like, I like to chill with local motherfuckers when I travel. Mm-hmm. Because I like to see what's the difference between them and us. So, I fuck with traveling. It's cool, but it ain't like something that I would blow the budget on.
Yeah, because it be people like, oh, you ain't living if you ain't traveling. You know what I mean? Like, well, I'm living because I'm doing what I want to do.
Exactly. Like, I'm living because I'm happy.
If I wanted to travel, I'll travel.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you ain't living if you ain't traveling.
Yeah, because motherfuckers feel like they have to travel to be somebody.
Yeah. And I'm like, nigga, trust me, I could easily afford to do all that shit.
Facts.
But everybody got their own thing. Like, you know, so I do what I do. You do what the fuck you do. Because at the end of the day, nigga, what make you happy is what make you happy. What make you happy don't make me happy. So traveling, yeah, it's some shit on my bucket list, but at the same time, it ain't that high. No. I got other shit on my bucket list that I need to knock off. So, you know. I gotta touch $1 million. So you can go travel and I'll do this shit that I'm trying to do.
Right.
But, you know, that is what that is. But today's episode is price versus prestige. Like, I came up with a fucking concept last week just sitting here when we was shooting this shit after last episode. Mm-hmm. And I was saying, like, I'd like to do an episode that basically broke down the difference between, say, a Mercedes and a Lamborghini. Like, there's, you look at a Mercedes, and it's an expensive car. You look at a Lamborghini, and it's also an expensive car. But people treat Lamborghinis different than they treat Mercedes. Just like how they'll treat, say, a Dodge Charger different than they'll treat a Mercedes. Or they'll treat they treat Ferraris different than they treat Lamborghinis. Like, Lamborghinis are very expensive. It's not no easy car to attain. It's very hard to get a Lamborghini. It's $500,000. But niggas that get a Lamborghini and paint that motherfucker yellow. Niggas that get a Lamborghini and paint that motherfucker Pepto-Bismol pink. You don't really see a lot of pink Mercedes. You don't see a lot of fucking pink Rolls Royces or pink Bentleys. You know, every now and then you get a goofy motherfucker that'll do that shit, a retarded motherfucker with money. You know, they'll do some goofy ass shit to something like that. But like I even look at like say a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
You only see them in red, black. You know, like you only see them in the colors that they come in. But Lamborghinis, nigga, I seen a Lamborghini the other day. That motherfucker was like a rose gold chrome color. Like it was like a weird ass color. Like niggas don't have no respect for the brand that is Lamborghini. You know, and I again, everything to me, I parallel that shit with people. So like I look at like price versus prestige as like the type of person you are and the type of treatment that you'll allow to yourself. Like I look at being treated fucked up as a yellow paint job. Cause like me and one of my partners was talking about it, like he had a Lexus and I got a Benz.
Mm-hmm.
So we was talking about rims and shit, and I was like, yeah, you know, I want to put some rims on the Benz, but you know how I go with Mercedes. Like you could only put certain shit on Mercedes. And I look at that as like with people, like certain people, you could only treat certain people a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certain motherfuckers ain't accepting every motherfucking thing. Just like you look at certain cars, like certain cars don't even look right with certain paint jobs. Right. Like you wouldn't paint a fucking Mercedes, say like a fucking candy burgundy and shit with gold flakes in it.
No.
But you'll do that shit to like an old school Chevy.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Like certain cars, you just don't do all the dumb shit too. Like you ain't gonna put 24s on a brand new Benz. You ain't gonna put no wild ass crazy shit on no Benz. You ain't just gonna put like chrome strips up the side and your fucking name on the back window of a fucking Mercedes or a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, because those are prestigious. It's just like when you know the type of person that you are. Like there's certain women you'll pour fucking champagne on in a rap video. There's certain women you talk to a certain way. Just like there's dudes who women talk to a certain way. Like, you gotta have the respect for yourself to not allow certain shit. Like me, I look at myself just like I look at the car I drive. Like, I'm a motherfucking Mercedes at the end of the day. So I'm not finna let you put a yellow paint job on me. It's just like, I remember when the Maybachs first came out.
Mm-hmm.
When them 57s and 62s came out, it was only certain celebrities that they would sell those cars to. They wouldn't sell them motherfuckers to anybody. It was a rapper in the interview who said them niggas wouldn't even sell me the 62. Because it's a level of prestige with that shit. Like, I'm not finna sell this car to you and know you finna do some goofy shit to it. Because when it comes to prestige, you don't want to be associated with dumb shit. It's just like, in my days of being single, even when I was a little ratchet type of nigga, it was certain bitches I wouldn't fuck with. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck how cute you are. I don't want my name associated with such ratchetivity. And, you know, it's like, that's the type of shit that a motherfucker is on when you look at yourself a certain way. When you got a certain level of self-respect, there's certain shit you just will not accept. You know, even when it comes to, say, the world of employment. Like, the reason a lot of industries be fucked up for employees is because motherfuckers just accepting any fucking salary. Like, I'm a truck driver, and we talk about that shit a lot in the trucking industry. Like, trucking got fucked up when motherfuckers start working for less. When it's like, oh, I'll take this, I'll take any money. Like, no, motherfucker. It's just like, that's the reason unions exist. For there to be a certain standard that motherfuckers will accept. You know, and sometimes it takes a situation like that, like a union, where it's like, nigga, we not taking nothing under this fucking number. And that's how it is when it comes to prestige versus price. Even though the number is price, it's a price tag, but it's a certain level of respect that you will accept. Mm-hmm. You know, because a Lamborghini costs more than a Mercedes. But the respect level of that motherfucking logo on the front of your shit, let a nigga know this ain't no yellow paint job type of motherfucking car.
Facts.
You know, because like I look at like price, like let's just look at it in the dynamic of beauty. Like you could see a very beautiful woman and she's dressed a certain way. If you see her dressed in any old bullshit ass, like just, let's just say thirst trap bitch, she wearing a thong and a bikini and shit. You're not gonna look at her with the same level of respect as you look at a woman who has on, say, like a little suit type of situation. She dressed more conservative.
Right.
And I'm not saying that it's right to judge a motherfucker based on how they dress. But at the end of the day, just human fucking nature, people gonna judge you based on how they see you. So if you see a Mercedes, you gonna look at that as a prestigious car. And you look at a Lamborghini, and yes, it's also an expensive car, but you're going to have more respect for the motherfucker that pull up in the more prestigious luxury car. That just is what the fuck it is. And then when it comes to the type of person that you are and the type of treatment that you expect from motherfuckers, it's just certain shit that the way that you present yourself is going to bring back to you that you won't get on the other side of the fucking spectrum. If you bring yourself up as a motherfucker who's a respectful person, you'll be looked at as a respectable person. Like, if you lead with respect, you'll receive respect. But if you coming at motherfuckers all type of crazy, they gonna come back at you all type of crazy. Just like like the conversation with me and the homeboy about the rims. You only certain rims go on a Mercedes because a Mercedes, the brand, has put itself out there as a brand of prestige, a brand of respect. He got a Lexus. Nigga, you can slap any old type of shit on a Lexus. It's also a luxury car. It's also, a expensive car. But at the same time, it's not prestigious. A lot of cars, just because they expensive, that don't mean they prestigious. Just like when you compare, say, a Black China to Beyonce. They both famous women. They both, in the eyes of certain people, beautiful. Or let's just compare her to Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, I look at as a Mercedes. But I also look at her as a yellow Mercedes. Because while she is a woman of means, she's a woman who, no matter how you want to look at her, she built herself up. Without the things that Kim Kardashian does, her name wouldn't be known. Even though she built herself up off a fucking sex tape, which to me is a yellow paint job. She disrespected herself to get where she's at. But from that sex tape, she's built her brand a lot off of legitimate business moves. Like, she ain't just been out here bullshitting. Like, she's very brand conscious. Mm-hmm. She's been able to build herself up to create an empire, which, back to the episode I did a long time ago, leverage. Like, she's leveraged that sex tape into an empire. Because what a lot of motherfuckers have that same decade, a lot of bitches got sex tapes, but they not Kim Kardashian. Just like a lot of shit that motherfuckers do. Like, she is a Mercedes. She's created herself to be this high up, but at the same time, motherfuckers look at her like yellow paint job because she puts off a ratchet persona. Just like a Black China, I look at her as a Lamborghini. You could only really fuck with her if you a celebrity, so you gotta have some money to fuck with her. But at the same time, she get thrown into the wind all the time. Mm-hmm. Every time you see her, she with a different motherfucker because, it's hard to get with her. You got to be with a celebrity to get with her, but shit, all the celebrities treat her like she ain't shit. That's how it is with Lamborghinis. Celebrities get Lamborghinis and treat them like they ain't shit. Every time you see a Lamborghini, it's a different way out color. But it's not just because it's a fucking sports car. Because if you look at a Ferrari, they don't do that shit to Ferraris.
Nah, I never seen a
you ever see a pink Ferrari?
Never seen a fatigue Ferrari.
Yeah.
Never seen. I never seen.
You ain't never seen a Ferrari purple, dressed up like Pikachu. But you see Lamborghinis, and they'll put all type of bait print. They do all type of dumb shit to Lamborghinis. Yeah. But you don't ever see niggas do stupid shit to Ferraris. Because Ferrari has put itself as the type of brand that you don't play like that with. You know, like there's certain brands that have a certain, you know, respect that they've built as a brand. And that's how, as a person, if you want to be respected, you should carry yourself a certain way. You know, and again, I'm not saying that it's right to judge you by how you dress, but at the same time, it's human fucking nature. If you present yourself a certain way, you're going to be treated a certain way. That's just life. Whether or not you think it should be like that, like all the women at the slut walk, I should be able to do this, I should be able to do that. Yeah. And you should be able to get a yellow paint job for that. Because you putting yourself in the position to get a yellow fucking paint job. Because you're not presenting yourself a certain way. Like, you know, you could be a Mercedes. Like a Kim Kardashian. You could be a multi-fucking millionaire. But when I see that yellow paint job on you, I'm going to look at you like you a fucking yellow car.
Yeah, I ain't never seen a yellow Benz.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't see 1,000 yellow Lamborghinis.
Mm-hmm.
I done seen Lamborghinis of all colors. But Mercedes only come in certain colors.
Mm-hmm.
And they stay that color. Because you don't do stupid shit to a fucking Lamborghini. It's just like a beautiful woman with a fucking tattoo on her face. Imagine if fucking Beyonce tattooed some shit across her fucking cheek.
Can't look at her.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. Like, because Beyonce has a certain air about her. And she shake her ass on stage, wear scandalous clothes and all types of shit just like all these other bitches. But Beyonce, it's a different fucking air about Beyonce. Just like Rihanna. Nigga, Rihanna done been whole naked on screen. But niggas don't look at Rihanna like that. Like, Rihanna has a certain presence about her. It's a certain air about Rihanna that niggas ain't finna come at Rihanna sideways like that. So it's like you could be doing all the same shit, but it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. It ain't about what you say, but how you say it. It ain't about what you are or who you are, but it's about the air that you have about you. A lot of times it's internal. It's self-respect. A lot of that shit projects itself. You know, because like with Rihanna, nigga, Rihanna done did shit that if another motherfucker did it, it would be perceived as ratchet. Mm-hmm. But the way that she carries herself, you ain't finna get at her like that.
You seen that picture of her on the boat when she was naked on top of young Chris? And they kept denying that wasn't her.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. But it's like she got that level of prestige. She carries herself with a certain level of prestige. Like me, back in my days of being a little ratchet motherfucker, because, you know, like I tell niggas, man, if you seen pictures of me, you would be like, damn, you was a raggedy bum ass nigga, wasn't you? Yeah, but I still carried myself a certain way. So if you see a picture of me, yeah, you might see the picture and be like, bum ass nigga. But if you spoke to me, I speak the same way I spoke then. So like, motherfuckers would look at me and be like, nigga, and then after we have a conversation, they like, nah, he ain't like them niggas. You know, and that's how you supposed to present yourself, no matter how you look. Because like I say, if you just watch a video of Beyonce performing, and she, you know, she got her little skirt on and shit, ass out and all that, it's like, huh. But then, you know, you hear the legend of Beyonce, the hard work that she puts in, and the business acumen and the moves that she's made. And it's like, nah, she ain't the type of motherfucker that you finna get at like that. Just like when you hear interviews of certain motherfuckers. Just like if I was to describe Nipsey Hussle to you and say, yeah, this nigga, I know this nigga from 60s, long ass French braids and shit, tattoos all over his face. You be like, why the fuck would I want to meet a motherfucker like that? That sound like a dangerous fucking gangbanger. Mm-hmm. And then when you meet the motherfucker, you like, oh no. Whole different type of shit. So you can look all types of crazy, and when it, you know, what comes out of your mouth changes a motherfucker's perception. You know, a lot of this shit is more who you are than what you look like. But what you look like fucking helps. Because if you look at old Nipsey Hussle interviews, that nigga braids was always all over the place. Looked like he ain't had the shit braided in 4 months. you know, wife beater was baggy, like he had it on for 3 fucking days. But, you know, as he started to learn more about respect, like, you know, he done said it himself. Like, you know, when I first started doing music and everything was 60 this, 60 that, he was like, nigga, my shows would get shot up, niggas be fighting in the crowd and shit. He said, but when I stepped up my content, you know, when I started to speak more about, you know, more respectable things, the crowd became different. You know, my shows wouldn't get shot up. I brought in a whole different type of audience. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like the image that you project, you got to start, you know, projecting yourself better. And even if you a female who likes to dress, you know, showing off a little more, because that don't necessarily say how much respect you're gonna get, because Rihanna and Beyonce, they wear a little bit of nothing a lot. Oftentimes they show a lot of skin, but they also command a lot of respect because of the type of people that they are, because of the work that they put in, because of what they say, because of how they say it, because of the motherfuckers who they have around them. You know, they don't just associate with any old motherfucker. Like, look at all the motherfuckers that Black China's known for fucking on. Mm-hmm. You know, like the niggas who she chooses a lot of times is what will make people not respect you that much. You know, like, you done fucked with this nigga. Like, you know, I tell motherfuckers all the time, like, sometimes when I'll see my ex fuck with somebody of a certain stature, or like a girl say she like me and she like that nigga, how the fuck are we in the same fucking category? Like, oh yeah, I like you, and then you find out she like some nigga who clearly on meth or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, huh? You like me and you like him.
What's wrong with this picture?
Exactly. Like, nigga, no, that's not good. You know, you don't want to be put in the category of certain shit. So, like, you know, when you dealing with other people, like, you know, I tell niggas all the time, like, just on street shit and just square shit, I judge niggas a lot by who they fuck with. But especially, like, in the street, I don't fuck with niggas who fuck with snitches. Mm-hmm. You don't see me nowhere around no nigga that be around snitches. You don't see me around no nigga that be around busters. Just like with this Tekashi 6ix9ine shit. Why the fuck was y'all even hanging with this nigga? Y'all knew this nigga was a buster from literally day one. That's your fault for fucking with a square. You don't associate square shit with gangster shit. You know, so if y'all consider yourself gangsters, why are y'all with this fucking buster? You shouldn't have no buster around that type of shit. Just like if you consider yourself to be a respectable woman, why are you fucking with a nigga who's disrespecting you? Why are you fucking with a nigga who's, you know, I ain't gonna say below you, but at the same time, like, when you respect yourself, why would you fuck with a person that doesn't respect themselves? Mm-hmm. You know, it's just like a nigga who works in corporate America fucking with a known ratchet. Like, this bitch got a tattoo on her face, and you fucking with her? You know, it's just like, as a parent, like, you know, you watch these movies and shit, and a dude daughter bring in a certain boy, and he like, are you fucking serious? Mm-hmm. Shit, nigga, when I got with my wife, nigga, my mother-in-law saw me like, are you fucking serious? And I tried to, like, dress myself up. Nigga, I had some glasses on and shit, like the clear frames. Yeah. Hello, how are you doing? She like, nigga, I see right through that bullshit. And it's like, you know, you don't want your daughter fucking with a certain type of motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so like when, you know, after they got to know me, they liked me because I have a certain way about myself. You know, I respect myself. But the way I was raised and the motherfuckers I was raised around, like, you know, my circle, that's how we dressed, that's how we looked, that's how we walked and talked and shit. So, like, when you hear how I say shit, a lot of times, I don't sound like, you know, I'm an intelligent motherfucker or shit like that. Like, I use a whole lot of profanity. I use a lot of broken English. But at the same time, when you hear what I'm saying, you're not finna come at me no certain type of way. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not finna discount my intelligence because I don't speak like no dummy. You know, so it's a situation like that. Like I tell niggas, you can't judge a nigga by how much profanity he uses or how he uses his words. Because how I say shit don't mean shit. It's what I say. Just like a Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle don't speak proper English. You've never heard a Nipsey Hussle interview where he's saying things like this. That nigga talk like this. But what he say is fucking powerful. What he say is intelligent. What he say is well thought out. So I always try to project myself in that way. Like what I say, you gonna feel that shit because I don't really know who all listens to the Too Much Game podcast. But I'm sure not all of them is, I don't think my whole fan base is street niggas. I don't think there's no whole bunch of niggas sitting in a trap house listening to this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, like just based on like some of the people who hit me up, like, you know, people who have good jobs, motherfuckers who work in corporate America and things of that nature. They listen to this shit because it ain't how I say shit. It's what the fuck I'm saying. You know, I look at myself like a fucking Mercedes. I might have rims on it. Might have, you know, some little speakers in the trunk. But they not no crazy fucking speakers. Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking Mercedes. I look at this fucking podcast as a Mercedes. It got some nice little set of rims. But it ain't fucking yellow. Mm-hmm. You know. Like, that's how I look at a lot of shit. Like a Jennifer Lopez. I look at her as a motherfucking Mercedes with like a Chevy motor in that motherfucker. Because you look at Jennifer Lopez and she has a certain image about herself. Motherfuckers don't talk to Jennifer Lopez no certain type of way, but she done fucked with like 500 fucking people. But don't nobody call her no slut. Because, you know, she got an air about her. And I look at like her ascent as something. Because remember, she started out as a fly girl. Mm-hmm. You know, and she built her brand up to something. And a lot of times, you know, motherfuckers ain't born as a Mercedes. You know, some motherfuckers start out as a Honda Civic. Nigga, some motherfuckers start out as a fucking Pinto. You know, some motherfuckers like, you know, back in my day, I was a little ratchet motherfucker. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I had to, you know, grow, mature, evolve into the motherfucker that I am today. And I'm still evolving, you know, because I'm a Mercedes. But shit, nigga, you know, later on, nigga might be a fucking Rolls Royce Phantom. You know, nigga might be a Maybach S600 Pullman.
McLaren or something.
Exactly, nigga, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, nigga, it's all on you. How people get at you is on you. You know, when you say this motherfucker is disrespectful as fuck, ask yourself, what am I doing to make this nigga think that I'm the nigga to talk to like that? And vice versa. As a female, what is it that I'm doing that's making these niggas treat me this way? You know, because a lot of times, a lot of how motherfuckers get at you is on you. It ain't on them. You know, especially if you getting the same treatment from multiple people, if multiple motherfuckers treating you fucked up, you got to start asking yourself, what is it that got these niggas treating me like this? Because motherfuckers, like I tell niggas all the niggas don't be coming to me like that.
Right.
Like, you know how sometimes a motherfucker be telling you a story, you be like, God damn.
Niggas demand respect, nigga. Like,
exactly.
People can feel that or see that aura around you, like, yeah, this nigga might not be playing, or this nigga might not be like that, or this nigga about this shit. Like, even and you can judge the people about, like you said, the people you be around. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm only around a selected few.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe people don't know and they just don't say nothing, or they probably like, yeah, that nigga always been about his shit.
Yeah.
And you can't do nothing but respect it.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you see a nigga with a certain group of people.
Yeah.
And it's just like I tell motherfuckers, hoes of a feather flock together. So if you try to carry yourself and you say, oh, all my friends is hoes, but I'm not a hoe. Sure you're not. Exactly. Like, Nigga, how all your friends hoes but you not a hoe? What the fuck making you want to kick it with all these hoes then? Just like if you kick it with a bunch of fucking clowns. You can't tell me you a gangster and all your homeboys is busters. Why the fuck are you kicking it with, like, nigga, I ain't never seen a motherfucking eagle hanging out in a chicken coop.
Never.
Like, nigga, I ain't never seen a motherfucking lion hanging out in a circle of hyenas chilling.
Leo gang.
Like, nigga, you don't see that shit. You know, in the fucking animal kingdom, my nigga, like, it just don't go together. Like, certain motherfuckers just don't hang out with other motherfuckers. Period.
That's very true. Like, you have to be careful who you call your friends. Like, you know, you got homies and friends, but the people that you around all the time, like, you gotta watch them because you don't want them doing no fuck shit. A lot of times, fuck shit, depending on who you are, fuck shit will rub off on you like a motherfucker. If you're not strong mentally, that's why the hoes, what'd you say, the hoes of
a feather flock together.
That's what happens. If you're not a strong-minded woman, you're going to fall into that whole category.
Yeah, and it's like this, my nigga. Like, even if you day one with a bunch of hoes, a lot of females, it's just like this. Man, these bitches always doing hoe shit. I got to get the fuck from around these bitches.
Period.
Like, y'all bitches stay doing some bullshit. I don't like the niggas that y'all be hanging out with. I don't like this. Like, when I see a bitch hanging out with a bunch of bitches that's hoes, it's only so much shit that you not with that you finna be around. It's just like, say, if you the type of nigga that's on your shit, you on your square shit, you in school, you doing this, you trying to make a positive change in your life. Why the fuck are you hanging out with niggas going to jail? Does that shit make sense?
My point exactly. And then you make these decisions not to, and then you become the weirdo.
Exactly.
I'm a weirdo if I'm making wise decisions.
Yeah, you a fucking outcast.
Nigga, please.
So get around the type of motherfuckers that's on the type of shit you on. It's
right.
Common fucking sense.
Easy.
And I ain't gonna say common sense. I have to stop using that term because common sense ain't common. I'm just gonna say it's just fucking logical. It just makes fucking sense. Like, you know, and it's like, again, they wouldn't sell Maybach 62s to everybody because they don't want everybody associated with their fucking brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't just kick it with any motherfucker because it's your brand. When you a dude who considers himself as a man of respect, I'd rather be by my fucking self than not be around niggas who respect themselves. If you see me with a nigga, he's a man of fucking respect. That's a part of the reason I told niggas I don't take pictures with niggas. Because a picture is fucking forever. And I would hate to be immortalized in a picture with a nigga who do some bullshit. Because just like niggas who, oh, this my day one, this my homeboy, this my ace. Niggas change. Shit changes. Circumstances change. A lot of times, you don't know the type of nigga you fucking with. Y'all niggas been friends 5 fucking years. And then some shit happened and he rolled on you. Like, think about how many niggas who got snitched on by a motherfucker who they been tight with since the sandbox. You spent all this time with this nigga and you swore to God you knew this nigga was a stand-up dude. You swore to God this nigga was solid. And he snitched on you. Like, you know how many niggas I see in pictures? You know, you from the streets like me. So you'll see a picture and there be 20 niggas in the picture and 3 of their face be crossed out. You be seeing that shit?
Mm-hmm. Scratching motherfuckers' faces out and all that shit.
Yeah, because motherfuckers don't be solid. You showed yourself to be less than solid. And I would hate to be in a picture with a nigga whose face I gotta cross out of the fucking picture. Like, I look at myself at a certain standard. Like, I don't sell this Maybach to any motherfucking body. I don't associate myself with just fucking anybody. People look at me as cocky when I say this shit. But me fucking with you is a privilege.
Yeah.
You having a fucking Mercedes is a privilege. You having a Rolls Royce is a fucking privilege. You having a Bentley is a fucking privilege. When you see a nigga jump out of a fucking Bentley, you automatically assume he's some motherfucking body. You don't see no bums hopping out of no motherfucking Bentleys. You don't see no regular motherfuckers hopping out no motherfucking the back seat of a fucking Rolls Royce Phantom.
Right.
But you see any old motherfucking body jumping out of a fucking Ford fucking Focus.
Tercel.
Exactly. Like, nigga, a goddamn Ford Taurus.
Oh, shit.
A fucking, any of that shit. A fucking Daewoo Laganza. You see anybody jumping out of that bullshit.
This nigga brought up the Daewoo.
Nigga, a fucking Toyota fucking Corolla and shit. Like, that's not prestigious, my nigga.
Civic.
Yeah, anybody could get that shit. And a Civic it's what would you call it? It's dependable.
Very dependable.
You know, I respect the fact that you chose a dependable vehicle.
Yeah, you gotta have a friend with
the go-to guy.
Yeah. When you in the situation where you gotta call like, hey man,
yeah,
that $20, bro.
Yeah, nigga, you know, there's always a serviceable motherfucker. You know, it's just like a dependable side piece. She's always there when you call her.
Every time.
You know, she's a Honda Accord, she's a Honda Civic, she's a Toyota Camry. You know,
she might be. I don't know. Side chicks now, they may be Kia Optimas now.
They
fully loaded.
Hell yeah. Shit, they got nice rims on them. They look dope. You know, but at the end of the day, anybody could get one. Anybody could get a fucking Altima. Anybody could get that shit.
Very true.
You know, not anybody could get a fucking a Maybach. Not anybody could get a Phantom. So, you know, you got to look at yourself in that light. You know, am I the type of motherfucker that any old body can fuck with? You know, because I'm not saying cut everybody off, nigga. Just be to yourself. But, you know, you just got to have self-respect. You got to look at yourself a certain way if you want other motherfuckers to look at you like that. Some motherfuckers don't give a shit. You know, there's certain motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck how people talk to them. They don't give a fuck how motherfuckers get at them. They don't give a fuck how motherfuckers look at them, see them, treat them. Me? You ain't just finna talk to me no crazy ass type of way. You not finna treat me no sir. You not putting no yellow paint job on me, my nigga. You not putting velocity rims on me. You not finna put any old cheap ass bullshit on me. Like, remember the velocity rims? I used to call them tax time rims.
Which one's the velocity joints?
Them aluminum motherfuckers. They was all, you hit the wrong speed bump and them motherfuckers crack.
Them motherfuckers beat you up the freeway for
They
you.
had that bullshit ass V on them. Wow. Them velocity rims, a lot of niggas had them. They used to put them on Chrysler 300s.
They said, shit, February rolling up.
Yeah, tax time. I'm finna put these motherfucking 20s on this goddamn Altima, bitch. I'm finna be stunting.
That's funny as fuck.
But that's what I'm saying, though, my nigga. You know, all rims aren't created equal, nigga. Them ain't like them Forgiatos. Them ain't like them Asantis. Because I looked at Asantis like that. You ain't see Asantis on a lot of buckets.
No.
When you looked at the advertisements for Asantis, they always will put them on BMWs, Mercedes, and more expensive cars because they was trying to project themselves as a more prestigious brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they set their price point at a certain number because they wanted to present themselves as a prestigious brand. It's just like when you are telling the motherfucker what you willing to accept. You got to set your fucking price point at a certain number so motherfuckers know what type of motherfucker they dealing with. You know, sometimes I see hood rats that are try to they try to present themselves a certain way. You know, you see these little CNAs and shit like, nigga, I like Gucci, I like Louis Vuitton and shit. Like they trying to they trying to present themselves at a certain level. And it ain't nothing wrong with that shit. Like, you know, but you got to be the certain type of motherfucker that could command that. Because just because I try to sell you a Civic for $50,000 don't mean you gonna buy the motherfucker. Like, you have to present that type of, you know, image. You got to have that type of aura that will command that type of price point. You know, because a lot of motherfuckers ain't worth what they trying to value themselves at. You know, that's the reason it's price versus value. Because just because your price point is at a certain number, don't mean your value is there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the market is what determines the value a lot of times. You know, sometimes you set your price point right here, and the market says this is your value. So your sales go up. You know, just like say a Chuck Taylor shoe. A lot of motherfuckers look at Chuck Taylors as shit, nigga. They only $20. They flying off the fucking shelves. You know, but then they set their price point a certain place, and motherfuckers like, I ain't gonna pay that for that shit.
Not for no All-Star.
Exactly. You know, so you gotta know what the market is doing as far as what your price point is. You set your price point at where your value is as far as what the market is. So, for you to set your fucking price point at a certain place, you gotta set the type of motherfucker that you are. You know, like you gotta work on yourself. You can't be telling niggas, I need a nigga to buy me a fucking Gucci bag, and you can't even afford to get, I don't even know what a cheaper bag is, but you can't afford to get a purse from Target and shit. Like, bitch, you're a bum. Why are you trying to ask me to treat you a certain way? Just like the niggas who be asking, oh, I need a bitch, big fat ass, big titties. She got to have green eyes, long natural hair. She got to have a job. Nigga, you live with your mama and you're 29. Like, you can't have these standards and you're here. You can't set no $500,000 price point on no motherfucking Dodge Dart. That's not how this shit work. Like, you have to step your game up to make yourself valuable so people will treat you a certain way. You know, because again, you can be of a high value, like say a Black China, and motherfuckers gonna treat you like you ain't shit. Motherfucker gonna slap a yellow paint job on you like you a fucking Lamborghini, because yeah, you expensive, but you ain't that motherfucking valuable. So niggas gonna treat you all types of crazy because you ain't gonna be worth shit in a minute. It's just like a custom fucking piece of jewelry. You know, like you look at these rappers and these motherfuckers got a chain and they say, man, I paid $500,000 for this motherfucking dog. This motherfucker with this. Then you turn around and try to sell it and that motherfucker ain't worth shit. Because you did bullshit to it. It's expensive fucking materials, but you did some stupid shit to it. Nigga, why the fuck would I want to buy a fucking a Lucky Charms box? Who the fuck want a fucking chain that look like a fucking Lucky Charms box? Like, I don't want that shit. Why the fuck would I want a fucking chain that look like Fozzie Bear or some goofy ass shit?
Fozzie Bear.
But you can get like, you know, like what E40 got, like the gold kilo bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a bar, so it keeps value because it is gold. Gold retains value. Raw gold maintains value. There's a fucking difference. Some things hold value. Other things are just fucking expensive. You know, so are you valuable or are you fucking expensive? Like me, I look at myself as value. I'm intelligent. You know, I speak well. I look good. I maintain myself. I work hard. I have integrity. I have character. You know, I present that when I speak to people. You know, that's what I accentuate out of my personality. You know, just like motherfuckers who I look at as the prestigious motherfuckers. You know, they go off what their talent is, their intelligence, their hustle, their grind, their business acumen. That's respectable. But Kim Kardashian, she presents herself as a yellow fucking paint job, thirst traps, nudes, goofy shit, drama. You know, and that's how she's built her fucking brand. So it's like, you know, yes, her brand is up there, but she put a fucking yellow paint job on that shit. You know, and you don't want to be a yellow fucking Mercedes, because nobody wants that. That's the reason so many people talk down on Kim Kardashian. Because it's like, yeah, you rich and shit, but look at what the fuck it was. You know, and, you know, I look at respect as a lot of how you present your fucking self. Like, what are you willing to do for this dollar? You know, because I look at it as like a hustler versus a sucker dynamic. You know, like, hustlers do a little bit to get a lot. Suckers do a lot to get a little bit. Like, how much is your motherfucking soul worth? This nigga right here. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing for what the fuck you getting? And nigga, ain't y'all niggas internet free on PlayStation, nigga? Oh, ratchet ass fucking system, nigga.
That was on the old one, nigga.
Oh, the rare, nah, fuck all that. Y'all niggas got that free internet, nigga. Fuck a PlayStation. But anyway, like, you know, when it comes to how you fucking present yourself, you know, are you the type of motherfucker that's doing a lot for a little bit or a little bit for a lot? Like motherfuckers who do, like, let's just say, a Mercedes gets a lot of attention without doing a lot. You don't gotta paint a fucking Mercedes yellow for everybody to want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a lot of cars, you gotta put some crazy ass paint job, big crazy rims, loud ass sound system. Like you'll see a nigga will say a Cutlass, and that motherfucker got like candy paint, 24s on that motherfucking system, loud as fuck, all type of chrome up under that motherfucker. You like, damn, that's a clean ass fucking Cutlass. But a Mercedes, all that bitch gotta be is a Mercedes. And it's gonna get the same amount of motherfucking attention. And it's just fucking sitting there. You ain't putting no rims on it. You ain't putting no sound system in them. You ain't do shit to that motherfucker. And niggas like, damn, this nigga got a Benz. Or a Porsche. Or a Ferrari. Or any of that shit. You don't gotta do nothing crazy to the motherfucker. But everybody gonna give it that fucking attention because it commands attention. It demands attention because it's a motherfucking Mercedes. But you look at other shit and you just like, you ain't tripping off that shit because you got to paint that motherfucker yellow for a motherfucker to even want to see it. You got to put big crazy ass rims on it for a motherfucker to see it. So it's like when you demand respect, you ain't got to do much to get that motherfucking attention. But certain motherfuckers, they got to do a lot to get that shit. Because what they got internally ain't much. So when you present yourself as a person, when you letting the motherfucker know what you'll accept, you got to think about what you actually have to offer. Because part of what the brand of, say, a Mercedes or shit like that is, it's a hand-built car. It's built with a certain level or a certain attention to detail. Like they do certain shit to put a Mercedes together. Like they use certain materials. Like they use real wood, real leather. The motherfucking car is actually made out of metal instead of these new cheap plastic parts and shit. They last long. You know, like as the person that you are, you got to look at, you know, what level of integrity you have. You know, what type of person you are. What type of things that you bring in a relationship dynamic. Are you a good person? You know, and that's what's going to set your value as opposed to your price. Because how you are is what's going to make motherfuckers look at you a certain fucking way. You know. And I don't really need no practical motherfucking wisdom on this shit. You know. The only practical wisdom is, you know, you get back what you put forth. The type of person that you are determines how motherfuckers is gonna treat you. The way that you present yourself determines how motherfuckers is gonna talk to you. You know, and I'm gonna drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Yung Dolemite of the Too Much Game podcast. Sitting here with the super producer, Ben Ready.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you'd like to support us financially, it's patreon.com/Townhouse Media, Town E House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. Seriously, none of the podcasts. Friday nights, 9 o'clock. No Rules podcast. Wednesday evenings, 5 o'clock. The Cat vs. Dog podcast. Sundays, 3 p.m. And the Too Much Game podcast. Same Sundays, 5 o'clock. Live at 5 for the most part. Shout out to Warren Gold Clothing, WarrenGoldCo.com, and at Warren Gold Clothing on Instagram. Photographer Will Utley, What Life, Harvey Khan, con artist on Instagram. Follow me on my personal Instagram page at Yung Dolemite, YUNGDOLEMITE_. Follow the super producer Ben Ready at
The Real Ben Ready.
It's spelt how it sound, motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
I would say follow us on Facebook, but I don't want to give niggas real names and shit. No, nigga, your name on Facebook is Being Ready, right?
Yeah, I'm Being Ready on Facebook, Being Ready like page. You know, Seriously Not Another Podcast like page, all of that.
Yeah, and follow the Too Much Game like page.
Yes.
I'll tell you niggas my Facebook when I get a Young Dolemite Facebook. But anyway, I'll be back at you motherfuckers next week. You know, same bad time on all streaming platforms. I think that's it, man. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game.